Hello, everyone. You are listening to a special broadcast today. We decided to do one just because of the Sunday, November 11, 2012, so 11/11/12. I'm going to be bringing on Andrew, and we're going to do something special, and I hope you think it's pretty cool. We're going to do a reading for the entire planet today.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. And welcome everyone from Wolf Spirit Radio and Flagship Radio, and people who are listening on their Androids right now and on the FM stations. Thank you very much for listening and tuning in today. I do have to take care of a little bit of business before we start. You can advertise with flagshipradio.com, and if you are going to simulcast a show, you do need permission. So just thought I'd give that shout out. And Wolf Spirit Radio, of course, is all listener funded. So if you have a little extra, we can use your help. So back to the planet, Andrew.
How you doing today?
Well, I'm dragging it, to be honest. I'm dragging.
You're dragging it?
Oh, yeah. I could not sleep last night.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people are dragging it. There's a lot of people that have shifted into a neutral stage. The American election has affected the world. I mean, people around the world wanted Obama to win, and the will of the world weighed here. And the people that see both sides of the coin here have a choice to make, and that's freeing ourselves of all constraint of what it is that we've made in this paradigm. You can't just destroy one thing at a time and pick. You have to look at it from your most basic life. Before we had water and power, we still had life. Before we had flushing toilets, we had life. Before we had doctors, lawyers, and nurses, we had life. Today's life that lives on this world now is at the highest vibration since the great times of the old, when the gods still roamed the earth and the ascended masters were walking around the planet.
Amazing.
Yeah. Last night, did you notice how much CME hit?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
I actually posted it yesterday. Now we should be feeling it tomorrow. But with everything that's going on, it doesn't surprise me. So many events are kind of colliding right now. Human beings are changing. Some of it, I think, because of the cosmos. Some of it, of course, because of things that are being done to us.
And personal choice.
And personal choice.
There's a lot of us out there.
Pardon me?
Said there's a lot of us out there that are starting to come into their own of personal choice.
Yeah, definitely. So do you have any specific feelings for today? Things
I
that
do,
people
actually.
Should watch out for?
Last night, I went to sleep really early. I was just tremendously tired. I slept a full 9 hours, and I rarely sleep a full 9 hours. When I got up, I'm one of those people that when I first wake up, I can be in a dream state and still physically exist in the dream state and function here for about 20 minutes to an hour, where I'll just be in both places at the same time. Some people refer to that as lucid dreaming. Well, you can advance lucid dreaming to a shamanic state, to various states if you take obvious time to learn those skills, when you're half awake and half asleep. And I asked myself during that communicated moment, what is the most important thing that we can do to help all people on this energetic change of 11/11/2012? And just an image of a drum circle came together, in the east, where the drummer is dressed in yellow garb, looking at the sun rising, and the west was the people looking for the stars rising, the same people. Our ancestors in the north, from all relations of the universe, they're coming here. Our relations to the south, for all those that have spent lifetimes in peace on Earth, or as part of Mother Earth, or as a force coming to Mother Earth. All of that is experiencing this 11, 11, 12 right now. There are beings in other galaxies aware of what Earth is doing. And it is not their equivalent of their evening news. It is explorers from around the galaxy going, what will happen? We're in a more than a 26,000 year cycle. We're in a multi-million year cycle. It is the straw that broke the camel's back, and now we, the people, must learn rhythm and timing, because our vibration is changing, and when we change our vibration, we change our way of life. When you were younger, before you got full-blown MS, you were a runner, and that was a way of life for you.
Yep.
And now, after MS, you have a new way of life for you. If somebody were to lose a job, it is a new way of life. If somebody were to get a job, it is a new way of life. Learning our polar highs, our polar lows, and our equators of our being is the most important thing to do on 11, 11, 12. Because then you have boundary which to empower this new energy. You know, we are space, we are energy, but there is very little that is in between our space of energy. As the higher vibration comes in, the stick figure frame of the lower self becomes the higher vibration. It becomes the proverbial guitar string in vibration. And we've heard JP talk about the 7 rays. Well, there are 7 chakras. There are also 7 vibrations, which is similar to what JP's rays. But when all 7 are in vibration, they make a harmony, just like on a guitar. When we are in the action of our life, when we are in the rhythm and the timing, that the stop and go of traffic, the highs and lows of work, when we are doing that, we are dancing the dream. We are empowering ourselves. Understand what I'm saying there?
Yeah, definitely. You know, right now, the Mayans are going all across Mexico and teaching people how to do a specific dance because of they're talking about it because of an experiment that CERN is about to attempt, which will affect our entire planet. Of course, they're doing it on a specific day, December 21st, this year. And what they've been saying, and you can find the YouTube video of it, and it's so great to actually hear actual Mayans talking about it instead of somebody else trying to tell you what they believe. So he says the exact same thing. To energetically change ourselves is what we really need to do right now. We need to be working on ourselves, and for God's sakes, get rid of any of the lights that you have with mercury in them.
Correct.
The mercury itself not only is very poisonous, but it will react very badly when we will enter the exact part of the dark rift on the 21st. With CERN's experiments, we can be bombarded with protons, which will react very badly on a personal level.
Correct.
When this starts ringing out like a bell. So, energetically, of course, I think it's the most important thing to do to balance yourselves. Right now, we still have time.
We have plenty of time. Plenty of time to empower that free will with the innocence of the inner child. To do it because you enjoy to do it, not because it is a task, a chore, or something to be accomplished in life. It's not something that's on the bucket list, because a bucket list is only understood by those that are about to die. Right now, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people are partaking in different meditations of 1111 from every different walk of life, every different faith. This show was about seeing the world in what it's doing. People from every angle of the world coming together for one thing or another. Doesn't matter what religion, what ideology you have. They came together for a moment in time. Now, I'm a personal believer that time is a social agreement. Okay, 11/11 is a spiritual social agreement. 11/11/12, 11/11/11. Those are the two opportunities where a past self and a future self, which is a present self, can communicate to the future self intention. It's the raw word of shamanry. So the past, present, and future have all been honored and given an opportunity to explore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Women of everything right now have the extra DNA strands to make life. And so many women today that get their period that are so out of state and energy. And they no longer have traditions where the sisterhood of that was there in the clan or the tribe, or doesn't matter if you had a mother or a father, but there's not that support when they're going through those moments anymore. They're thrust into public school that is a meat market that destroys their feminine cycle. They don't go back to the ancient right of all women, is to recall their energies, to recall their life force, to learn what they've invested in as those moments of menstruation are the divine universe saying, you have a womb cave, and dreamed in a child can come if you should have the love. Not every woman understands what that means. There are women that are clouded in that love, clouded in that ideology, and their womb caves have been wounded. They're just incapable of standing because they ultimately did not have boundaries taught to them as a young child. Boundaries when they were going through the time of puberty where TV was blaring sex at them.
True.
Yeah? Okay? On the opposite is men. Men have not had the time to vent the frustration that comes from all this testosterone. In the old days, before everything that we have it is today, they went out and hunted. They went out and fished. They went out and worked the land, as did the women opposite, brought food for the workers. And it was a communicative process. We as a people of Earth must find some way to bridge that gap of what was the old way, because it kept us in touch to Earth, and what is the new way, which keeps us in touch, in step with what the universe is working on. We as a people cannot see global anymore. We as a people must see universal now. We as a people must understand, doesn't matter black, white, yellow skin, doesn't matter. We are all universal beings, citizens of the same planet.
Yeah, absolutely. It's time that we need to broaden our horizons and not be fooled by what we've been taught, or not taught, as the case may be. We've been sold a bill of goods, basically, and it's not serving us at all.
Correct. It takes passion. It takes spontaneity to break the ice dam that is reality right now. It takes people putting on shows like this, or putting on something that breaks the stranglehold of investment into a reality that is only taking away from you now.
Yeah, it's definitely time for us to refine ourselves. Mm-hmm. We've never really been lost. We've just been told not to see it.
Here's something else that you never got in your handbook of being a human being. In your daily life, was there a time of day that you had the most amount of energy?
Well, depending on my age, yes.
Correct.
But those times changed, yes.
That is a cycle within you. From the point that you wake up, you know, if you wake up at 6, well, at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. I'm going to get a burst of energy, my second wind, whatever you want to call that.
Yes.
That is the first rhythm of your mind from sleep to being awake, to understanding that it's here in a physical 3D world while its mind is still in a dream world. That is your hour of power. That is the time when the smile should be on your face, when you're doing what you love that's helping you express something that it is about this world, something that gives you an anchor, a reality hold. That hour of power should be taught when you are the youngest of age, so you can know its cycle to like the back of your hand. There's so many people nowadays that do not know this. I grew up as a kid that was very intuitive, challenged people's belief systems in many different ways. It comes to a point where you can challenge and then they deny. Denial's a river in Egypt. Denial is a river in Egypt. How easily is that accepted by everyone? What is that hour of power? That hour of power is when you're doing that burst of energy and there's that burst of mind. In traditional religion, it doesn't matter what it is, to reach that you would do some form of ritual, some way to honor that moment. In Christendom, it's taking the chalice and the communion every Sunday, showing what that faith system believes in. Native American, going and working with your brothers and sisters, doing a sweat or whatever that defines for them. If you're Buddhist, it's going to a temple and honoring the ancestors and putting an incense stick and saying words to your ancestors. 3 different states of reality here. Christendom, indigenous Native Americans, and Chinese Buddhism. That there represents a broad spectrum of the difference of people. I recently spoke about the universal ideology of being a member of Earth, the universal citizen. A universal citizen recognizes that all faiths have power. All faiths have truth. All faiths lead themselves somewhere. Being a universal citizen means you've accepted to be neutral and unbiased and to not endorse a single pathway for it to be true. It allows room for others to grow, live, love, and learn. It allows people to create boundaries so that their fullness of spirit can be a part of this world. It asks us, are we the dreamers or are we the dreamed? How did this world get created? What conscious force and spirit world said there will be solidity here? And then all of these spirits became and incarnated here. What do you think of that, Tracey?
Well, you know that I've been trying to make people aware of what's happening around us so that there won't be any panic during these times. Because we're hearing panic on so many levels.
Right.
And I, of course, don't believe in panic in general. I don't believe things are as scary as we're told they are. And even though they're playing on all of our fears, all of the things that make us weak and scared, really, I don't see any of that really having to come about unless we continue to buy into their idea of humans as weak and terrible and mean. And I don't see it. I see people when they're allowed to be really human, they're beautiful and loving and caring and tender. And all of the things they try to tell us that we're not, we actually are.
Yes, that's so true. Many of us are born under a soul group that defines our culture. In the recently the history of the Middle East, Libya, they've revealed that it's a tribal society, that Egypt's a tribal society, a different kind of tribe, a Bedouin tribe, not an indigenous Native American tribal society, though. That's the ultimate root here of society itself. Society as individual family groups are clans. In America, that system has been broken. That system has been taken away, and that system needs to return. And it needs to return with open arms from all those that still have that system as part of their culture. There's immigrants all throughout the United States, the Spanish population, the Native American population, the African American population, the Haitian population, the Asians. All of them have invested time and culture here, and many of them have a solidified family system in which that functions. Those ideologies need to be shared on a big scale, on a like investment of the Eisenhower freeways. That's the kind of investment that needs to bring solidity to the culture again. With your MS, does technology affect you?
No, not per se.
No, you don't have issues with the computer if it's your MS is acting up?
Well, I have issues with what I can do physically if the MS is acting up.
Okay, but not on the energetic level affecting
No,
you.
no.
I have this particular thing that technology simply fails to work for me after a while. I know it's people that know me can understand I can't wear a watch, or a lot of people that can't wear a watch.
I can't wear a watch. I drain the batteries.
They just stop working on me.
Yep.
Digital watches, hand-driven watches, even the watches that have to be shaky.
Yep.
And then they recharge. Those don't function on me either. When I was about 20, I really asked myself why I can't wear a watch, and I was really challenging, pushing the envelope, and asking myself why. And it came down, I had a spiritual DNA connection to completed lifetimes, just like everybody else in the world. I just happened to have a page and a chapter of my own personal life that helped fill in my Swiss cheese. When we go through the birth canal of life, from the womb cave of the mother through the birth, we go through a forgetting, where we are no longer infinite, we are finite, and the fuse of spirit is lit. And as the smoke of the fuse goes away, it is the intentions of the first spirits coming through the womb, coming through and becoming part of this onion layer of reality. You're familiar with when you look at the planet, there's like an apple shape of magnetosphere lines around it?
Yes.
In the dead center of your brain, roughly a little below, is you have your third eye chakra, or your pineal gland, and people have asked hundreds of questions about decalcification. Well, there's one thing you got to remember. Even if you think it's decalcified, it's still working. If you can close your eyes and imagine an apple, your third eye is functioning. If you can't reach out to zeta reticuli, that just means you don't have the muscle structure inside there to do that. Reality of spirituality is you must practice. If you are not recording your practice, like a journal of thoughts, of ideas, maybe a dream journal, something that records the changing of your personality from month to month, day to day, week to week, year to year. Because if you have hindsight, you have foresight. When you first started doing radio, you had hope. And hope solidified into a steam energy, and that steam energy created a locomotion that got you through the last 2 years.
Oh, absolutely.
Today, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying absolutely. At first I thought there's no way I could do this. And now people must be getting sick of hearing me. I'm on almost every day.
You're a screaming locomotion right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay, you're a train moving. You ain't going to stop. You got a mile train behind you. You're not going to stop on a dime.
No.
You're going to keep on going, and people are going to get on that train. 1111 is about that train. It's not just one individual train. It is the people mover or escalator instead of doing it by your own feet. You get on it for a little while. You help yourself go through a change because there's another change coming that has needs of itself because it is an expression of reality. It means we need a majority of people to wake up and choose. We need a majority of people to wake up and say, I love. We need a majority of people to wake up and say, I forgive. That is what 1111 is about. To find one of those trains, to forgive, to love, to something that allows the spirit to say, we're on the fast track with a whole bunch of other people.
Why don't we take a little break?
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll draw the cards. Actually, this was Andrew's idea, guys, so it should be a lot of fun. It's the first time I've done anything like this, so I'm looking forward to it too. What we're going to do is we're both going to draw a card, and we'll give a reading for the planet on this special day and see how it goes. Now later, if it's still okay with you, Andrew, you were saying that you do some readings if people call in?
Yep, that'd be no problem.
Okay, and I'm going to give the call-in number. Call-in number is 1-775-657-5973. If you guys could wait till 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to call in for that, be great. Now, I will not be doing personal readings. Sorry, guys. Better that I don't anyway. So, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back in approximately 5 minutes, and we'll see how it's going.